Wow. Welcome to the Hat Chat podcast, episode number, what is it, Ross?
Oh, it's 179.
Wow. Almost at the big 180. We are your hosts. There's three of us today, which is nuts. I'm Chris Trott.
Hi, Chris Trott. I'm Ross Hornby.
Hello, Chris Trott. I'm Alex Smith. How you doing, everybody?
Thanks for
saying
hi to each other.
Welcome.
Hi, Ross.
Hello.
You're right, yeah.
Hello.
In case you aren't watching this live on twitch.tv/hatfilms or the YouTube channel Hat Films, we are sat next to each other, and it's quite easy to. And we do have a new. The table is being brought up over and over again. We have a round table now. We have a round wooden table.
It's a nice table.
It's a nice table.
It's so shiny.
It has good reflections.
It's been kept in good condition.
It hasn't. Look at the edges
It's
of
been
this table.
fucked up.
Look at the grooves.
It's
on
a
this
Victorian
It
table.
needs a revarnish, sure.
It looks.
Yeah, and also it just. I mean, Jesus, I don't know what that is, but it's stuck to me.
Well,
we finally moved from fold-out plastic tables to something more permanent, which is nice to have.
It's a huge upgrade.
It's nice, yeah.
We should get carpet under here next.
Some rugs.
Imagine that.
That would
It
be cool.
probably help with sound.
Bloody
deadening,
rugs
to
are
be honest.
expensive though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, unless you go the IKEA route.
Facebook Marketplace.
What we could do
we
is
should get all our rugs.
we could find stray
Just check
dogs.
for fleas.
Huh?
We could find stray dogs and pelt.
We could create pelts from
Pelts
stray
from
dogs.
stray
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, I bought a
That's an option.
How many dogs?
I bought a jacket from a thrift store the other day,
Would
yeah.
you?
otherwise known as a vintage store, sometimes known as a charity shop. It just really depends on how sort of like confident they are with their stock.
What was the price?
£30.
Yeah, so
Big, isn't it?
it's not a real
Okay.
charity shop. It's like
No.
one of those fancy ones that claim they're vintage, and it's really just charity stuff.
Exactly. It's
But what's
really
the
about
difference?
how confident they are.
Yeah.
You know, when you walk up
The
to the thing and you're
brand.
like, vintage shop, huh?
Yeah.
And they've got like 6 DVDs of like
So it's a marketing. We've been foiled by marketing.
yeah, I believe that, you know, ultimately vintage stores are just stealing good stock from charity shops and reselling them. But anyway, let's not get into that. I bought a denim jacket and I was
Denim.
like, wow, denim jacket. And
So you can double denim.
You could.
I could
for a
double denim.
set.
Yeah, I mean, when I bought it, I was wearing jeans at the time, so I had to walk home in double denim. But plenty of people like that.
It's
But
like
anyway,
that picture of Justin Timberlake in double denim, and Britney at the same time. So
They
it was
were all-
quad denim.
There's so much denim.
funny enough, that's exactly what I look like. But anyway, I got home and I was like, do you wash, like, you know how you're not really meant to wash denim? And then I was like, well, should I wash this? It seemed clean. But then I
You
started
got it
getting,
from a thrift shop.
you know, people boil denim. You know, that's not just a Charlie Kelly meme.
Boil it just to clean it.
Boiling denim is a common thing, apparently.
It's like
so,
just antibacterial.
yeah, they are. Double denim looks great. But you,
He has a denim hat on.
A lot of denim. We're
Sorry,
looking at a
Justin
picture
Timberlake
of Justin
has a
and
denim
Brittany back in their prime, really, when they were pure denim.
so
Pure
I
denim
got
people.
into the world of boiling denim, and it turns out it's part of the hobo code. So the hobo code back in the day, you know, when we're talking like
Boil denim.
you'd boil your denim or boil your clothes before you joined another group of like hobo travelers because they didn't want you to bring fleas into
Yeah.
the camp.
Right.
So, and just washing your clothes in
mean, that's
regular heat
lovely.
is not enough to kill fleas and some lice. You have to go 100 degrees Celsius or above.
Oh
Wow.
wow! So you can't. So 90 degrees doesn't cut it.
No.
You got to go 100.
But is there a risk of shrinkage with denim? in any
Well,
way?
I don't know. I haven't boiled my denim. I just risked it. But apparently yeah, there is a reason to boil your denim, but only if you're buying from shops
We
that
just spray it with kind of like some sort of antibacterial spray, like a spray you would spray your counters with. Would that do the trick?
it might bleach your clothes.
99.9% they say.
It
Might bleach them.
It might
Well, denim
almost
is-
certainly bleach your clothes.
What if it's without bleach?
Denim's just cotton,
That exists.
woven in a specific.
Right. Yeah, I think
So
That
it's
sounds
whatever
correct.
cotton is,
That's fine.
and its temperature resistance is what denim is. Unless, you know, the weaving pattern has made it a little bit more durable under heat. But
I mean, I've washed loads of jeans, but like I just
You
don't,
still got
I
lice.
just don't dry them, and I still got the lice on there.
You still got lice.
But I want to keep the lice.
Yeah, that was my
That's my lice.
denim story.
that's an
Um,
insane denim story.
Yeah, I know. Pretty
That was
good.
cool as hell.
Anyway,
great, I
so yeah,
know.
sorry for the gaps in Hat Chat.
Yeah. You want to do a little update?
Busy couple of weeks. Yeah. What did we do? Well, I was away. Unfortunately, my dad was ill, and so I had to go and check him out, see if he's all
Family
right.
matters.
Family Matters had a cheeky little, very quick heart
Family
operation,
emergency.
just an open heart surgery, which is pretty serious.
Insane.
But he's okay. He's doing all right. He's at home now,
The good news
which
is
is
he's
quick. 2
doing
weeks.
well. Yes.
That's I found that quite insane.
It is nuts when you realise.
And normally earlier for more like basic things. Well, I say basic stents.
Mm-hmm. Same day sometimes.
Same day.
Yeah.
That's
Just go and get it done.
Outrageous. That's insanely good. So yeah, luckily all good. So
what I feel kind of sort of a little bit, you know how like stents, put it in, stick it up. So they put it up through your leg usually, right? So they go in through the main artery and your femoral artery. Yeah. They run a wire or something all the way up to your heart to find the blockage, and then they push this little thing in, which is a stent, which literally just widens out the pipe a bit, right? So it literally just forces
like
open that.
Can you just blow it up?
Yeah.
Not too much now.
Well, not too much. Forces open that pipe again and allows blood to flow properly in through the heart.
Yeah. It allows that grease to pass through.
Yeah, exactly. All that sausage grease. But like,
backlog of sausage grease.
That's all it takes. That's the difference between a person living and dying. Yeah. Just getting a little bit of metal, which of course is taking huge amounts of ingenuity and invention to get there, but just a little thing that just holds that pipe open a bit. That's a living person, and if they don't have it, they're not. I almost want to get pre-stented is what I'm getting at.
Pre-stented. Well, I was wondering.
I can stent you if you want.
Yeah, you can stent me.
I could run a wire through.
Well, I actually asked the doctor about that because my dad had his aorta basically replaced. Or put like...
With what?
Or like a plastic tube, essentially.
Do you get to choose...
Because the wall lining was too thin and like it was about to dissect. Split in two, which is kind of crazy.
His whole chest cavity would have flooded with blood.
It would be almost an instant death, yeah. So if they didn't catch it early enough, bam, it'd be a very different story. I'd be in a very different kind of mindset and mood right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hat Chat probably
may not
have come back this week.
Maybe
yeah,
not
but so yeah, there's a tube inside the aorta that just keeps it structurally sound and safe to use continuously until death.
I feel like there's a market there.
They call it an elephant trunk.
Designer aorta valves.
Nice.
Like, you go to IKEA and you're picking your surface material and colour.
Can I have mine in marble, please?
Yeah. Imagine like choosing your pattern.
Yeah.
Like, do you want RGB? I mean, it's kind of fading out now.
Do you want RGB lights? Yeah.
RGB. What sort of like tactile texture do you want on it in case the next surgeon goes in and is like, oh, this is nice.
I wonder if
that's the only person.
Do you want Apple Fitness tracking installed?
Bluetooth?
Yeah. We actually put a load of microchips in there while you opened up.
That's a good point, right? So you get your heartbeat from smart devices.
Yeah.
What if you just like had a device in your heart whilst they're in there to like get a really accurate heart reading at all times, and then you have a little panel, a little LED
screen.
panel
screen at the
here. It's like that's my heart rate all the time.
What if we take it even further than that, and you have a fun digital avatar which represents the state of your health?
Or we just get the Iron Man kind of the chest thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just pulsing.
Get that put in there and just be like, well, yeah, let's just do something fun with it. No, I don't think he was awake to actually make much of those choices.
So he didn't go for the digital avatar option.
Goes through the catalogue before.
It was very much just like, oh, actually, we need to operate right now, otherwise you're going to die.
Oh, I see.
So
it was an
like,
emergency.
oh, do I not get to flick through the catalogue? Can I not go through the catalogue and start choosing?
How many materials are
which materials for this thing, which we don't even know fully what it is until
I'll just go carbon fibre. Carbon fibre.
Just make it carbon fibre. I want it to be strong. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. An elephant trunk, they call it.
Elephant trunk.
Yeah. I don't know why they call it that. It's just a word because it looks like an elephant trunk, but there is a technical name for it. I don't know what that is. But whipped it in and out, and I may be at risk. I may have a thinning walled aorta, so I need to get that checked. And then just find out that I just need to have less salt, I can imagine.
Well, maybe...
It's not exactly the type of thing you can just go, oh yeah, can I just hop on another bed, you pop one in?
Can you just do that for me now?
Yeah,
so now quick open time to flick through the catalogue at least.
Got time to think about it, yeah. Got time to be like, well,
you're going to get all your leather redone.
My leather's redone, yeah.
Came out completely
leather work.
He came out with tan leather.
Tan leather chest. Yeah. Just looks like that ape chest Burns wears, that comedy chest, yeah. No, but yeah, so that was one reason why I was up and down to the hospital. So it's been not much recording done, not much hat chatting done.
On a more positive note as to why we've been busy as well, we have announced now that we are taking part in a big venture. Hat Films has invested, and we are now co-directors of Menier's Fate, a live-action role-play festival LARP that's coming next year for 4 events. And that's been a huge undertaking, headed by Smith initially. This was your pipe dream idea that you enlisted both us as Hat Films to help with. but also other people of the LARP community that you've assembled together. We've got a whole video on that if you want to check that out on our YouTube channel, explaining our involvement with it and what you're expected to see with it. But I don't know if, Smith, you want to do some top-level talk about it?
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people that are paying attention to our content have probably heard about this by now. We had the vlog that went out last Monday.
Yeah.
I think it's when it went in. When the
the vlog went on Monday, and then Tuesday was the stream where we focused on a bit more Q&A.
You guys crashed the website.
Yeah. So yeah, basically it's a LARP. It's a new festival LARP, and it's high fantasy. It's original, obviously. It's huge and complicated, and we hope that you may be interested and you come and give it a try. It's it's my favorite hobby. It's my favorite thing to do, it's a really awesome thing.
Sorry, just to make that clear, it's high fantasy, not Thai fantasy.
It's not Thai fantasy, unfortunately.
Very different.
different event.
I mean, if this goes well, maybe we can branch out.
Yeah. We'll make many different LARPs to fill many different tastes. And it doesn't even need to just be LARPs. They can be events. We're showing some of the footage we took of the costume, first costume brief we did, where we worked out all of the individual clothes and identities and things like that of the nations. There's like 9 nations.
There's 9 nations.
All with different costume briefs. It's going great. We will be launching our first event next April. And check out the website menasfate.com for more information, more to come. But it's been a crazy undertaking. It's taken up a lot of our time.
Those guys have seen some shit. Cyridonia's seen some shit.
Cyridonia needs to
calm down.
Stop listening to
Get
My Chemical Romance.
They're subterranean.
Touch grass now and again.
I'm not okay.
I love Johnny. Johnny's one of the directors. He's the one with the big ginger beard. His smolder. On all of the shots, he does a lot of smoldering, and he knows it.
That's part of it. He's LARPing and he's enjoying it.
He's LARPed for a very long time, that guy. So we got some really high-level LARPers on board that run LARPs already. Yeah. So they are very experienced with understanding how LARP works, both from a mechanical point of view, like coming up with the rules and things, but also when you actually get onto the field and have to deal with people and managing that sort of thing, like the logistics of toilets and catering and all that sort of stuff. So we've got good people on board, thankfully, that understand.
Yeah, because there's a lot of moving parts.
And, it's a growing process.
It's been interesting, isn't it?
We're learning a lot as we go, and, we're going to make mistakes along the way, but our passion is very much there, and that's going to drive us to the end line, I think, the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a growing thing. It's a changing thing. I mean, the first few events won't be the same as the next two, if you know what I mean. We're going to retcon stuff. We're going to change stuff. There's a lot of unknowns in terms of how the game will play, but it'll be interesting. It's going to be like Woodstock mixed with World of Warcraft launch is how I'm thinking it.
It's not going to be like
with less music.
Firefest.
It's not going to. It might be like Firefest, but in which case we'll film that. Well, happening,
if it starts getting Firefest, I'll get the camera out.
That'll be a very expensive Hat Films video.
Yeah. Someone's got to film to document this.
Yeah.
The big thing is we released tickets now, and also we did a big Q&A stream and released the rules, at least the initial rules that we've kind of had the team work on for a very long time now. It's an iterative process, and we're opening up feedback so that people can give their responses to it, find spelling errors, that sort of thing, or things that don't make sense. So between now and April, I'm sure it'll be nice and tidy. Yeah, and we were doing lots of real world testing, that sort of thing as well. Between now and then, in January, we're going to do some more filming for more promo material. So it's a big undertaking by Hat Films. Basically, we've got this whole other business going on now, which is exciting, but also takes a lot of our time.
We are the dreamers of the dream. We are the makers of the chocolate factory.
We've also got some really awesome stuff coming out for Hat Films very soon as well, specifically for things like members as well. So we really appreciate the modern world of YouTube right now it's very much based on members and subscribers in other forms. We've got Twitch subscribers as well, Patreon supporters, all you people, thank you very much. You're essentially funding us directly, and we have a really awesome thing maybe going live next week.
I'd like to. That'd be cool.
I see Craig's panicked look.
In vague terms, is a way that you're going to be able to get involved with greenlighting certain projects for us, and we'll be able to present ideas, big videos that we've got for Hat Films, and then we're going to present you with a way of helping direct that and direct the kind of content you want to see. There's an awful lot in the works, and unfortunately that means that sometimes our forward-facing presence is diminished in the form of a few missed hat chats. But we hope you're enjoying it today. We've got some funny news, I think, that probably we should focus on as well. There's quite a lot of funny news. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, well, we can.
But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for continuing to support us as we try many things, as we grow, as we change, and as we adapt to the future.
For members, that is Crockerman is still going.
Yep.
In fact, you might see this table from the second half of the season. So look forward to a slight shift in how it looks. Because for the rest of it,
a rounder table made more sense. So we're going to give that a little go.
We've taken a look at Crockerman, looked at all your feedback, and the second part is going to add some of that in.
Yeah,
exactly.
Anyway, funny news.
Listen. We listen.
And What's the funniest fucking thing you read on the news?
Well, I was just going to say, I'm sure we'll mention Mena's Fate over the next coming weeks or so. So yeah,
months. I'm sure.
But there are more featured stuff about that. Funniest news that I've got. Okay, hang on. Let me. Well, this wasn't funny news. It was interesting news, and this was the world's first wooden satellite developed in Japan is headed to space, which is quite cool. Which is like it's the size of like a box.
It's designed to burn up in the atmosphere, so you don't have like.
Space junk
particles,
and something to do with like also how it can withstand space because it's not exposed to oxygen. So
it's about the size of a Mac Mini.
It is the new one or the old one.
One of them. If you've ever seen a Mac Mini, what else is that size?
Well, it's just it's a hand. It's a size of
a box of eggs.
Your hand.
Brandon Sanderson.
It's about the
book.
box of eggs. Yeah.
About
the size of a box of eggs. These are microsatellites, aren't they?
These are microsatellites, and it just seemed quite an interesting thing that they're popping that into space. What do you think about it?
It's made out of the same wood as our awesome table.
I think it might be. No, this is. Wait, does it say what type of wood it is?
It's probably.
It just says early tests using timber and lunar and Mars exploration.
Maybe it's a bespoke wood, a hybrid, an alloy of woods.
Well, it's in a metal frame, so it's still like using some metal. So maybe that's a lot. Maybe I got excited for nothing.
It's majority.
But they want to know if they can like move wood around in space and build things with it, which would be quite cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, like the Japanese are amazing at this kind of thinking, aren't they? Where they sort of going like, well, what's the simplest way we can do it? Do we need to use like I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I hope that they make the wooden satellites.
Yeah.
I think it seems. I mean, there's no when they burn up. Obviously, that's when the heat comes in. But apart from that, I guess they have to worry about like the wood naturally flexing and bending and moving over time. But if you just like draw all the moisture and all the sap and stuff out of it, then should be good. Should be inert, right?
I'd like it if all the Starlink ones were wood.
That'd be cool,
there's a lot of Starlink ones up there.
Well, yeah, I feel like they're bigger than
6,000.
How big do you reckon a Starlink satellite is?
Quite big, I think.
Massive, probably.
Yeah. If you look at the Falcon launches, and they come out in a big tray out the back, and then they all disperse out of the Falcon. The Falcon's not a small spaceship either.
Just spits them out.
Yeah. Dumps them out like a big fat shit.
Any alien news?
Any
alien
version?
Before we get to alien news.
Oh my god!
There was this other story. Oh, hang on, here we go.
Each Starlink satellite is 260 kilograms, so 573 pounds. That's fucking heavy.
Yeah,
it's hell.
And
the size of a
table.
I can lift that.
What,
I just want you guys to know I could lift that for sure.
200 and how much?
260 kilos.
I don't know if you could.
I can lift that easy.
How? In what kind of lift?
One arm dumbbell.
Fucking hell, that's just like the least likely. That's not the one I thought.
Are you accessing your adrenaline strength or?
Yeah.
That's full adrenal strength.
Yeah.
Now there's a bear damaging cars in Lake Arrowhead. It was actually a person in a suit.
Fuck's sakes.
So it was some form of insurance fraud. But 4 Los Angeles area residents were arrested on Wednesday on suspicion of insurance fraud and conspiracy after allegedly falsely claiming a bear got into their vehicles and damaged them. There was no bear, rather a person in a bear costume. Was seen in video footage provided with insurance claims. So they filmed it as well. I mean, there is a photo of the bear suit, and it kind of looks pretty convincing. Although the bear does have like sharpened, what looks like kind of sharp knuckle duster style claws. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting way. I mean, that's quite creative, though, don't you think? I applaud their creativity.
Oh wow, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, he's just holding like spiked weaponry.
If you had a bear suit like that, what would you use it for? If you weren't using it for insurance fraud?
Well, I'd wait in long corridors at night until it was quite dark. Stay very still. Wait for a person to see me. Wait a couple more seconds, then charge him.
Right. Okay. And what kind of thrill do you feel like that would give you?
Fucking terrify them, wouldn't it?
It would just be like, so you'd be excited from their fear. What if you didn't realize that they were armed?
They're a bear. What, they're... Wait,
well, you're armed. No, but you're going to be the bear.
Yeah, what if they have a gun?
You didn't realize that fucker is like ready for that
Guess
kind of
I'm
shit.
dying in a bear suit.
Just a little glove box Glock.
Because if you saw that bear in the UK, would you be immediately suspicious that it's not actually a bear?
Yeah.
I think you might get like...
there's no bears
if you can get like sprung upon quickly, I think you might be so like taken aback by it, you might believe it for a second to act in an emergency way, you know? Like fight and flight might kick.
Yeah, I mean, just jumping out on somebody is enough, isn't it?
And then you want to kind of see what its movements are, and you're like, hang on a second,
is that right?
You're a man in a bear costume.
I can see the zipper on the back.
Come on, dude.
But I will get out my glove box Glock.
You have a glove box Glock.
Yeah,
always little tiny
always rocking around
little pea shooter.
Yeah, a small Glock.
Oh,
there it is. We're watching some video footage of the bear clambering in, a man in his hands and knees. Oh, come on, the movements with the arms
that looks
very obvious.
That looks shit.
That's hilarious.
It was convincing until...
What car Mercedes, isn't it?
Is it some sort of Mercedes? And so what? They're like, oh, a bear climbed into my car, damaged everything, and then what? They're going to get a new car from that? Is that what they're...
Oh, look, and it's a Bentley. Yeah, they're clearly
a Bentley.
Yeah. Or a Rolls, sorry. Is that a Rolls or a Bentley? That might be a Rolls.
Fucking hell.
It's the little padding of the paws.
What's the claim going to give them? Is it going to give them a newer car?
Yeah, I mean,
a newer version of that car.
Bit.
Or a cash equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they were got through ill-gotten gains or bought in cash, one
That's
way to legitimize and wash that cash.
Yeah,
it says Rolls Royce in the title. Look.
It is a Rolls Royce Ghost. Yeah.
Is that video footage filmed by someone, or is that supposed to be like a?
That camera's moving.
The camera's shaky, so
someone's filming.
It's not like a Ring camera, which if it was, that'd be more convincing.
That looks like a balcony filming scenario.
So if I saw that,
how the fuck is it getting in the car? How's a bear getting in the car?
Well, there has been footage of bears kind of getting into cars. Maybe that's what their inspiration was.
Yeah.
They saw a bear get into a car and like, hang on a second, we got a fucking unique, but so unique that it would raise every eyebrow at the insurance firm.
Oh, and look
the
how
scratches
perfect those scratches are. That's like
it's showing scratches that are like perfectly lined. There's no real tearing. It's literally
like 5 parallel lines.
That's it. Yeah, that's very pathetic.
That's so stupid.
I think we could dress up as a bear and be more convincing as bears, don't you?
That's why white-collar crime is so much more effective.
Yeah. Commit some sort of finance crime.
Yeah, and a lot easier.
Finance crime and you'll be fine.
Well, also, like,
Stop
I think...
dressing up as bears and...
Like, I'm not saying that I'm, like... I'm not saying that I'm a criminal expert, or any of us are. In fact, I'm sure we would get caught very quickly if we were to do anything bad.
We wouldn't think of every possible outcome, would we?
I think I don't know. I feel like smarter people don't get caught. Smart people don't get caught. I feel is kind of still the rule. Like, I mean, even dumb people don't get caught, especially in the UK with the state of our underfunded police. Like, you know, if you're a thief, you can pretty much just be a thief now. You can just pretty much be a thief because of
it depends.
I've got a new hobby, which is pretty fun. Like, you just wear a balaclava and you're on a little bike.
Yeah.
And then I'm riding around the centre looking for people with their phone out, and I'm just like, mine now.
Just grab it.
Easy peasy. Just picking. People are barely paying attention.
They're just handing it to you at this stage.
So I've been doing that a ton, and they haven't got me.
Yeah, that's happened a lot recently.
Because the economic conditions are right for that to be worth doing. You know, like, because you wouldn't do that, right? You've seen that, right? You've seen that people snatch phones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't do it for a couple of reasons. One is probably initially the ethical and moral reason, right? Because you have
that would be really shit for them.
Yeah. The second one is it's not worth your time, or the money isn't worth the risk, right?
Yeah, it depends on what. Well, because you can sell those things for 500-600 quid, can't you?
Yeah,
if you got like,
but you wouldn't rob somebody for you personally. You wouldn't rob somebody for 500 quid. You wouldn't go. That person has 500 quid in their pocket. I'm going to rob them.
But I'm not in their boots.
No, you're not in their economic scenario. You're not in their economic social scenario.
Yeah. Right.
So all of it's just a fucking symptom of a situation. But yeah, ultimately, unfortunately, what that means is you can do crime pretty easily now. And if you're smart, if you don't do things like pretend to be a bear and use like tools to like scrape up a seat, you probably could do quite a lot of crime and make quite a lot of money.
I do wonder, because they just used like this specific tool to scratch the seats, and it wasn't anywhere like a bear. Imagine calling the police and saying that.
Do you want to know the biggest crime?
What's that?
That I've been doing, getting away with my whole life.
Oh yeah.
Go to self-checkout, pretend to scan.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I mean, I can believe that.
I've not actually tried that, but apparently that's one of the biggest money losses that retails have right now. They've invested a ton of money into self-checkout, and now they're trying to strip them out because they're losing so much money from it. Yeah.
Well, fucking their fault for taking jobs away from people, wasn't it?
Well, it's,
fuckers. Fuck supermarkets.
They tried to let machines win.
And also they gouged us through COVID. They gouged us through this war in Ukraine. They're all fuckers. Burn them all down, steal as much as you want, as far as I'm aware.
But they're so
it is where we get our food from,
philanthropic.
So
we get our food from farmers. It's controlled.
The farmers don't give it to us, do they?
When you go to the checkout and you finish, it's like, would you like to donate 52p to the charity that we support?
Oh my fucking god, yeah, that is a nightmare as well.
I think McDonald's is the same, yeah.
They've stopped even putting the sign up to tell you what the 25p you're donating is for as well. So I'm sure people have encountered this wherever they are as well, but if you haven't, in the UK, it's now insanely common every time you use a card terminal for it to first ask you for a charity donation. This is becoming more and more common as the cost of living is getting higher and higher and higher, and it's the most tone-deaf thing in the fucking world.
Well, the business gets to use that as like a tax relief as well. That money that they invest into the charity,
right?
Tax relief.
So you could obviously charitable donations are not taxed, and yes, there is some relief on it.
They can reduce their profits.
Okay. I'm okay. You're going to have to tell me. I don't know how that would work.
I think you should just believe it based on.
All right. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, it is a bullshit thing, and I mean, half the people that work in places where they have those things will reach over and cancel it anyway. Have you ever seen those?
Oh yeah.
Where they're just like, don't worry about that. It's just like, like I want. It's hard to. Does it make you sound anti-charity? Don't think it does.
It makes you sound anti-charity, but then it's also knowing the company reasons why they've done that as well. Is literally because there are tax benefits to doing such things,
right?
And then they get to it's like was it carbon?
Yeah,
buying carbon or something so that you can offset carbon offsetting or whatever it is. Like you're still doing the damage, but then you're just planting some trees in some other country.
Yeah, you're investing in
which is a good thing.
Carbon neutral research or something like that.
But it's kind of just plastering over a massive wound.
I will support the charities that I feel I have a vested interest in and feel like are doing proper work. It's usually their huge marketing budget or things that piss me off, like people on the streets and getting constant phone calls. Like if you reduce your monthly charity donation, I go to Alzheimer's UK, for example, and I have done for many, many years, and I just reduced it a little bit, and they're instantly on you. It's like, is there any way you can up that again? And they monitor it, and that kind of puts me off even more. It's like, well, at least I'm contributing something and have done for the past decade or so.
Yeah, they're just trying to squeeze their profit margin. Yeah. No, you're completely right. I donated to one of the NHS charities as well. After my dad was in hospital, and I was like, for like a Christmas or a birthday gift or whatever. Like my dad doesn't ever really want anything, and I was just like, well, I've made a donation in your name to the NHS charities, and it's basically people that look after, give nurses coffee breaks and shit, just things to try and help people who work in the NHS have a slightly less difficult time. And unfortunately, following that donation, I think they must have spent at least half of my donation in postal and printing costs.
Oh, it's crazy.
Trying to get me to do it again. I'm just like, who the fuck thinks this is the way to do things?
Stop posting shit.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
it's
annoying.
But obviously, the cost of that is offset by how much people are giving them.
Yeah.
And so they're obviously still
it's worth driving it.
It's worth driving it.
Yeah. I wasted my money, and I had the exact same reason as you. I was just like, fuck me. Come on. Yeah. This is like being a YouTuber. It's like trying to any business, any business that uses CRM, customer retention management, which is actually part of the job I used to do before I did this, which is where you would send out marketing emails all the fucking time trying to maintain customers and increase average order spend and all that sort of stuff, which in a business makes sense strategically, but it does certainly sour the charity feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But that's at the same time, you don't hear about certain charities unless you get told about them. Right. Fair enough. And that's why you should support things like Jingle Jam, because at least we aren't like trying to peddle anything on you. We're not working for the companies directly. We've chosen these charities out of our own choice, and we hope to give something back as well, like with the bundles that collection of games that the developers very kindly give us keys for.
It's a very carefully managed,
nuanced the charity as well. They prefer, so if they'd rather put all their money into one they're more passionate about, which is pretty good to have the option.
Yeah.
And what it means as well is that like it's a carefully researched and nuanced group of charities that then a big cash injection goes into, but it's from Jingle Jam. It's not from like I imagine it's a lot less easy to like target all the individuals as well, which is kind of nice, I guess, if you don't want to be constantly spammed with emails. But
through that.
Yeah, anyway.
And we're involved in Jingle Jam. We're going to be doing a music stream and a couple other things as well. There's a game show. I'm sure that Craig is excited for that bad boy. And so look forward to that.
Should we might as well tell them right now what we're planning to do.
It's a strip show.
Forgot.
Yeah, so it's a full striptease.
So there's a full striptease. We're calling it.
Do we have
every 100,000 Craig loses a piece of clothing?
Yeah, we're calling it Craig's Last Night on Twitch. But yeah, so we're doing
horny hats off stream.
Game show with Craig. Hopefully, we are doing music stream with maybe a guest appearance from Pyrian at the end.
Yeah.
We are doing a farming tournament.
That's right.
We are going to be bailing once again. I might be in a quiz show.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I think that's everything we've agreed
There's
to.
There's some longest Johns. Are you partaking in that, do you reckon? Or maybe?
We shall see. But
there will be one as well.
Yeah.
Everything's still to be confirmed.
Depends on what energy you have, basically.
Finalise things for them on their behalf.
Yeah.
But,
I do know
it was mentioned.
2 of our days are back to back. So music stream into the next thing. So
really?
Yeah, look forward to that.
What is it? The farming?
Yeah, and music stream. Those are early on, and they're back to back. So you get a lot of hat films early on in Jingle Jam.
Okay.
But there is a kissing stream.
Yeah,
we're doing that on the 32nd of December.
32nd. Yeah.
We've not set a deadline for that either. So we're going to start the stream. We've not set an end of the stream.
It's going to be like until we hit a certain number.
We're going to stop
kissing. It'll be that's why we got a little Vaseline to hand.
Yeah, but that'll be on the
sensitive lips.
32nd, right?
That's 32nd of December.
32nd
we're doing that one.
32nd of December. All right. What about the aliens? Come on.
Well, there's no aliens, but this headline just caught me. It was bank robber pillowcase disguise had no eye holes. A bank robber.
Hey, who are you?
Where are you?
Bank robber put a pillowcase over his head to hide his identity, then had to take it off as he could not see. Matthew Davies failed to create eye holes in the cover ahead of the armed raid at a bank in Dunfermline, Fife last September. The 47-year-old who threatened staff with a meat cleaver, of all things.
Fucking hell.
Left the branch with nearly $2,000. But was later arrested. $2,000. Is it worth it for $2,000? But then I guess for some it would do. But like
you could nick 4 phones out of people's hands without a pillowcase on your head.
That's true. He could be wearing a balaclava and have a high-speed.
Can we put that sign up again, Craig?
Which is what they're using. Normally, there's 2 of them as well. One grabs, one rides.
Yeah, you got to work as.
It's an operation. It's an operation.
Come on, guys,
they're working hard
correctly.
You got the bag man. And you got the driver. You got the bag man. He thought he was the bag man. Exactly. He just happened to have that bag on his head. I got a pretty good bit of a pretty good bit of news here as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you want
to, throw some news in there. But like,
smuggler caught coming back with over 300 kinds of exotic insects strapped to their body from Peru.
Oh my god!
Most of all were tarantulas.
How many survived?
Strapped on his body.
Hundreds of spiders and insects were found on a man trying to leave Peru for South Korea. Look at all these fuckers.
Oh my god, there's loads of them.
Giant tarantulas. Boxes and boxes of the fuckers.
There's about 15.
They are big as well. They're like fist size.
He had 9 bullet ants on him, known for having the most painful sting on the planet. A bullet ant, named because it feels like he had them strapped to his body in various like layers of like bandoliers. He had a load of babies. He had 35 juveniles, 285 tarantula specimens. And he tried to 110 centipedes, which are really gross. Of all the ones,
so many
fucking centipedes.
How on earth do you get through any scanner with all that?
Well, he didn't. He got stopped in Lima.
So he doesn't have a brain. He replaced it with a spider.
He did. Yeah. But I mean, it's super lucrative. So they're worth like hundreds and hundreds of pounds each per animal, and he could have had literally hundreds of tarantulas.
And that's for the private sale, not
this is for private sale. In
toss
South
it into
Korea.
your forest and be like, well, yeah, good luck.
Have you got the video queued up, Craig?
Yeah.
Or no?
Nah, it's fine. But that was just a story. It's just
I was going to give an arachnophobia warning just in case you were going to show it. Yeah. But if we're not going to show it, that's fine. You can research in your own time. That's so ridiculous that you managed to bring so many over and keep them alive.
There was a massive UFO hearing the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's all still... Nothing's changed.
It's the same people, isn't it? Just saying that there is stuff there without any actual evidence. It's all just like, I'm telling you it exists.
It exists, and I've got people who also say it exists, and it's like, well...
That guy backs me.
Where is it?
Well, let's see it then.
Where is it? There's the thing is, right, I still believe that we are... There's something fucking going on, guys. But they're not getting to the bottom of it in those fucking hearings. That's for damn sure.
Do you know why they're not getting to the bottom of it?
What?
Because only James Cameron's got that deep, and they're all in the ocean.
So this is, I mean, it's interesting. Yeah.
They're all in the ocean, right? And they've been there longer than humans.
See, here's a fun question. Related to the James Cameron thing about him going down and raising the bar by diving down as deep as he could into the trench with his submarines, right?
Yeah.
Elon Musk, people like that, obsessed with getting to Mars, even though objectively there's a lot of reasons why we don't even want to live on Mars. We'd much rather live on an Earth that's a lot nicer and better cared for, right? So if a billionaire instead put all of their money towards trying to make the Earth a more habitable place, already a perfect paradise for our species, why on earth do we need to go to Mars?
Do you think that's once he realised Mars was not viable, he then
pivoted.
Did a quick pivot to actually liking Trump rather than saying that he was a danger to the country?
So this is where this is what I'm leading to. People who are that rich, it's not difficult to believe they might have access to certain information. Or
aliens. Maybe he's an alien. Look at his chest.
Maybe they've seen stuff or been told stuff.
It's an alien's chest.
He's got an alien in his chest, controlling him.
Yeah. Like Men in Black. Like in Men in Black when he touches his ear. Go on.
He's not an alien. He was just raised terribly, guys. All right.
By aliens. Okay.
To America because they're from South Africa.
Don't talk about geniuses like that.
Sorry.
Or billionaires.
I'm just annoyed that
anyone with a billionaire tag on them is worth a lot of money.
Worth a lot.
What if James Cameron knows that there are aliens under the sea? Is the point I'm making. What if they've all seen stuff or they've heard conversations where they're like, yeah, no, we do actually think something's going on, or like, yeah, there is something moving around in the ocean we don't understand, and they're like, well, let's go fucking look.
Avatar.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
All
of a sudden, he's obsessed with blue people.
Exactly, right? It all tracks. And then the reason that Elon Musk is so obsessed with space and pushing the space envelope is because they know something's up there or something's out there, and we still have no real capability to get to it. And I do think that, that could be a really strong driving force. I don't know if that's actually the case. Looking at them, I'm going to guess that's not the case. I don't believe that is actually happening. I think they just want the
accolade of being the first people to get to it. And therefore, they go into the history books.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. It's like they want to be Weyland-Yutani.
of
the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe this is wrong, but what was the example I heard? Where basically, imagine a room, just a basic room, and the amount of discovered universe is a grain of sand or something in terms of how much we've actually seen.
The observable universe is there's more than the grains of sand. Well, there's more grains of sand on the beaches.
Well, there's that, but there's also, they said, in terms of a space, how much we've actually discovered.
Yeah.
One grain of sand is essentially how much we've actually seen. So to also then think that we've just got aliens in
within that grain of sand,
within that grain of sand is then a tiny little speck of a thing. Yeah, that's us.
We're just lucky, Ross, that we've got ocean dwellers and also Martians.
Yeah, we've literally got our own Gungans. We are Naboo, and we haven't met the Gungans yet. The other thing is the stat that I always love, which I will probably always misquote, is I think the universe or our galaxy or whatever you want to call it is about 14 billion years old, and our star is only about 5 or 6 billion years old. There are other stars that have been out there that have probably been developing for longer that could have just had the exact same track as us, right? And we're at this 5 or 6 billion year point, and that's created us and this conversation.
I mentioned also probably in a previous Hat Chat that the James Webb telescope, Deep Space Telescope, has kind of broken the current physics theories by noticing more developed galaxies than they expected post Big Bang.
Yeah,
it's like, how could they have formed that much that quickly? That's kind of throwing out the
expansion theory of everything being evenly distributed and working at the same rate, whilst instead it looks like the universe is more pockets of different things. Yeah, I know. I saw that as well. Yeah. Anyway, but that's it really. There's no real new alien stuff. It's just the same old, well, surely there must be sort of scenario.
Well, honestly though, there's aliens in our oceans that have been here longer than humans have, and they're just mocking us with their little orb tic-tacs.
Well, joke's on them. I'm going to throw another bit of plastic in the ocean. There it goes.
You're gonna get one of those aliens with one of those beer-like plastic things around its throat.
Please. Oh shit! Sorry, bro. Hold on. Let me pop that open for you.
Sorry, bro. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yes.
I got the evidence.
Now I'm sick because they've got weird diseases.
And they're allergic to water. Shit.
That'd be a weird one, wouldn't it?
All right.
The other story that was quite funny was that The Onion has bought Alex Jones's InfoWars.
This is huge.
Because obviously Alex Jones, the kind of guy who said the frogs are gay or turning people gay or something. They're turning the frogs gay. He had to sell his production company.
Yeah.
To make up for all the lies he said about the Sandy Hook survivors. Well, the people who were murdered in Sandy Hook.
The funny thing is,
saying it was a hoax.
The Onion own everything. They own all of it, down to all the equipment, everything. So it's like the ultimate fuck you. I don't know what they're going to do with all that.
Well, it's like I think you said yesterday. It's just like, well, their content doesn't have to change. They could just put it on that platform, and it's still just as wacky and dumb as
people are going to believe it because it's InfoWars.
Well, I guess so. Yeah. Thing. So I don't know what they'll actually do. But apparently, also some of that money, or some of the people who chipped into it, were the people who he owed money to as well.
Families,
so Sandy Hook families. So yeah, but I don't know what do they do with it? Because essentially, you just shut it down. But then now they've bought this asset.
So apparently they took a lower settlement payout, some of the Sandy Hook parents from the lawsuit, obviously, so that the Onion could buy it. They all kind of gathered together.
That's chipping into
we're going to take less of a settlement so that you can buy out. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny because he's a bit of a whack job.
Yeah. Some positive news.
But like, what stops him from just, I don't know, streaming to X.com?
He doesn't have the platform.
Which is formerly Twitter. Which
I mean, he probably will.
It's now just a poisonous rat hole.
He's going to do something like that, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's lost his main platform, at least.
Yeah. Well,
so that's good.
But he had to pay up because he just he spread loads of lies.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
It's pretty serious stuff.
Fucking asshole.
So 1.5 billion was what he owed. Imagine even being able to raise that much money. I didn't realize he was that well off to even get to that stage. $1 billion.
You couldn't have afforded that.
No, that's kind of crazy. That's a good point.
But InfoWars paid off.
Yeah. Well, it also shows you that there's serious money in just telling people that the frogs are gay.
Oh yeah, they also did a gotcha on Fox News.
Grifting, yeah.
Fox News took an Onion article saying that they had trillions of views every month. Trillions, oh yeah. And Fox News actually posted that thinking it was true. So they only got Fox News as well in the same breath.
Is it their goal literally to try and get caught, just to make it as believable as? I know it is that's the joke is there, but to actually be reported as fact is quite hilarious and also really confusing now because obviously there's so much misinformation everywhere.
Yeah.
But obviously do your own research is what they always say.
It's like
then they fall down that right wing rabbit hole.
It's like punked for news, isn't it? You got the Onioned.
Yeah, you got Onioned. Yeah.
Anyway, that's probably enough.
Make sure you do your own research. Find the answers that you're looking for.
Yeah, it has to be first hand. Otherwise, it can't be real, right?
From somebody else on the internet. It's like me and aliens. I've not experienced any of the things I've said. No. Not at all. No. I'm just the internet could be lying to me entirely. All those people.
I think it's time for us to do the groundwork.
I think we need to do our own research.
I think we need to get out there.
We need to go UFO hunting.
We're going to go journalist. We're going to go Hat Films journalist.
We're going to do the stuff that other people aren't willing to do.
Try and signal them in.
We're going to Ocean Gate.
We're going to go down. We're diving deep.
I got a Logitech controller.
I've always wanted to build my own submarine.
I think we can all get Logitech controllers.
I could build submarines.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I feel like you've said this before.
We can get some tubs from Tesco.
Tubs?
They're sealed.
Tubs.
Speaking of tubs, great submarine concept. 2 bathtubs sealed together in the middle.
The perfect.
Just no more nails.
No more nails, 2 bathtubs together. You got to get in it first. But what you do, you get a bit of garden hose.
Put plugs in.
Hose to the surface.
Hose to the surface.
Amazing.
That way you don't.
I know what it's like to breathe through a hose in a vacuum sealed pack.
Yeah.
So
what do you think that experience will be like at the bottom of a very dark river?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
I feel like we
won't
should use
We'll
grain
find out.
silos.
Grain
silos.
silos.
One large grain silo.
Filled with grain.
Filled with grain. Pre-filled
your
with
food.
grain. That's our food.
That's
We'll
sustenance.
eat pure grain.
Yeah.
And the best thing is, as we
submarine.
eat that grain, we lose weight. Therefore, it slowly brings us back to the surface.
We become
God,
buoyant.
we're
Where does all our
genius.
poo go?
Into the grain.
Somebody's saying, sorry, who's
It'll all basically
Maddest
be grain.
Murph said, call it Ocean Great.
Ocean.
Nice. Yeah.
Ocean's great.
Ocean's
Yeah.
great. Anyway, look forward to that project coming up.
We could totally go UFO hunting though. We'd see a lot of satellites.
We spend
See a lot of
time
Starlink.
There's another line
Yeah.
of them. It's amazing.
Yeah, going around pretty frequently.
wrap up warm. It'll be cold out there.
It's going
The
to be
funny thing is, we
cold
could
season.
stream a UFO watching session using Starlink. Like that would be like the funny
That's
thing.
true.
Like, you would use the satellites that you're observing to stream it.
Yeah.
Here they come. Hi, it's us. Fucking mental. Right. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We've got
Thank you very
some
much.
big things coming up, as we mentioned in the past, and that's all thanks to our wonderful members and supporters.
Indeed.
So thank you very much. You're
Big up to all of
also
you.
aiding this, very important educational content going out to the masses and keeping everyone educated and informed. So
Yeah,
thank
the world
you.
needs this.
The world does need this. Now that InfoWars is gone, they need us more than ever. So thank you for the support, and we'll see you in the next Hat Chat. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Please don't steal. Thank you.
Well, yeah.